Good morning, everybody. It's the Happy Highlander here. There's midges everywhere. It's the back of October, nearly November, and there's bloody midges. And they're biting me and all. Wee rascal. Right, so anyway, just a quick update. Sorry I've not done a video for a few days, but I'm finding as I'm getting older, I need one of those sofa days, at least once a week. Because I work 6 days and I work hard. I'm a gardener and I'm not a very young man anymore. I'm not old as such, but I'm getting there. I'm champing the door of 60. And I'm finding that I need a complete sofa day where I just watch daft movies and drink coffee and eat millions of food. And so with working 6 days, I'm finding it difficult to find time to do up my beautiful thing. It's going to be my house. But we'll get there because I'm just on the very last cuts. I thought 2 weeks ago that was going to be the last cut for the season. However, a couple of my gardens, they need doing again. So the grass has grown. And I like to do them very, very tight. So if you any advice for your gardening, because it's obviously the conditions down in England are a bit milder, so your grass might still be growing at the moment. But my advice, last cut of the season, cut it as tight as possible, because see yourself in the future throughout the winter, when you're looking at what you've done in the past, you'll be patting yourself on the back. Makes all the difference. See, when you've got those lovely lines, and don't do them straight like I've said before, do it all wibbly wobbly. There's a midgie just in my ear. Aye. So do them all wibbly wobbly, your lines. And see those crispy frosty mornings where you see your lines in your grass. Aye, like I say, you'll thank yourself. Okay, so that's just a quick update. Listen, so 3 weeks ago, I was stood there, made a video, so I did, and I was overwhelmed at the fact that I had 108 subscribers. That's the Asda man. He's a smashing wee fella. I think he's Mexican or something. He's always happy. He's a happy Highlander. Maybe he doesn't live in the Highlands. I live in Perth, so there you go. And I was overwhelmed because I had 108 subscribers. Now I've got 417. Imagine that. 417 people. Thank you all very, very much. And also, see, people of the kind comments I've had. I've only had one negative. And we had a laugh about it hard, didn't we? One person asked me, free holiday accommodation while I go to this wee Glen and do a week's work, maybe more, and that's great. Then another chap in Glencoe has asked me if I'd look after some land out there, and Glencoe is magical. I mean, my Glen's beautiful, but you know, I think it's a close second to Glencoe, my Glen, you know. So he's offered me work there. Several people have offered to let me park up in their beautiful spot around Scotland. One guy for Fife, I don't think I've replied to you, mate, but I'm sorry if I didn't. Maybe I did. Has offered to help me with the electrics. So I mean, it's humbling. It's almost overwhelming. It's very, very humbling that people, you know, so much kindness. Because I'm just the face on the other side of the screen, isn't I? And everybody's put their trust in me and made these lovely offers, same as some of the lovely old ladies in the Glen. They're all queuing up to do my laundry for when I'm living in Tank. They're queuing up to do it. And they're actually a wee bit disappointed when I tell them I'm going to put a washing machine in there. You know, like a wee bit deflated. Because they want to help. It's good, isn't it? It's nice to be nice. And aye, so that's what we'll do today. We'll just a wee update, and this channel is actually about doing that thing up, doing that into my house. So we'll get on with that, because like I was saying, the grass needs cutting again. Only maybe 7 of my gardens, so we'll get them done by the end of this month. That'll be them out of the way, and then I've got a few maintenance jobs to do. I've got a gate to build, a 5-bar gate, like that one that you can't see because it's behind the tank. I've got some doors to make. I've got some steps to make that go down into the River Tummel. down a big banking, so haven't got a Scooby how I'm going to approach that yet. But I've started thinking a wee bit. You know, I'm either going to do it in, I don't know, I'll ask the customer. I've got fat wood, I can make it out of some really good wood, pressure treated, but I'm fancying making it out of steel, because I've not done welding for quite some time, and I could buy the steel and actually make it, fabricate the whole thing myself. So I think I might do that, but we'll see. So there's plenty of work, but it means it's more sort of sporadic than the perpetual gardening work every single day, and it means that I can spend half the time doing my work and half the week doing that. That'll be 6 days work, and then I can still have my sofa day, which is the most important day. I generally do that on the Sabbath, so I do. Straight after I come back from church, you know. Take my kilt off, get my comfies on, light the fire. John Wick movie. That was it. This sofa day, it was. I watched all the John Wick movies. I think they modelled him on me as a younger man. I might sue them. Thanks very much, guys. We'll go for a drive down the loch. I'll show you the beautiful colours. I mean, it's absolutely magical. It's that beautiful autumn. Yesterday, I had to use my trailer as a wheelbarrow. I had that many leaves to pick up. Millions and millions and millions of them. And I'm going to do exactly the same today. So that's no mean feat. But if you can just see the treetops, you know, all that beautiful. It's beautiful. There's the wee cottage I'm being evicted from with a cold hand and a cold heart. Did I tell you that? Did I? I think I might have done. You know what's funny? I'll put you down. Well, I'll just carry. I'll tell you what's funny. So, when I first moved into this wee cottage that I'm being evicted from with a cold hand and a colder bloody heart, a few people rallied round me and warned me about the owner. And they said, don't ever cross that man. If you disagree with him, there's a midgie biting me. If you disagree with him, keep your mouth shut. Why is that? I said. Because he's one of those control freaks. He's got no empathy. He's a cold, heartless man. And if he thinks he's not in control of you, you'll be served a 2-month notice. No shit. So for that reason, I took that seriously, because it came from 2, 4, 5, 6, and then when you think about a member of his own family, that came from 7 different people, unconnected. Well, you know, they kind of sort of know each other, but they're unconnected as into social groups, if you know what I mean. And one of the fellas that warned me, he's ex-military. He was a military officer, British Army, and he warned me strongly. And he doesn't mince his words. He's not that kind of man. Doesn't exaggerate. So for that reason, I always kept my gob shut. Bloody midges are biting the shite out of me. Oh, bugger off. And so for that reason, every time I've interacted with the horrible man that owns this house, I always kept my gob shut every time I disagreed. And we disagreed on quite a lot of things. Yeah, particularly, you know, certain ideologies and sexuality and things like that. We disagreed on these things, so I just kept my mouth shut. And one day I didn't. One day I'd kind of had enough of these things that were being said, these ugly things, and I said, no, mate, I don't like that. And I find that quite creepy. 8 weeks later, I get an eviction notice. Now, it'll be grating him because, and rightly so, because today is a calendar month plus 1 day since I should have been gone, since he expected me gone. And he expected me to be some sort of bloody shrinking violet. And you know why? That's because of the mask that I wore for nearly 9 years every time I interacted with a man. Kept my gob shut, you see. So he thought I was weak. But I'm not. I'm stronger than you think. Because it takes strength to keep your gob shut when something's grating you. And I've done that. And he's seen that as a sign of weakness. And, well, it's an awful shame, isn't it? I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. The Scottish judicial system will make me leave. No him. Nobody else. I know the law. And I've got 3 high-end lawyers working with me. One of them's a very close personal friend. She's a high-end lawyer in Edinburgh. So, but like I said before, I mean, if Tank was ready now, I'd just go. I'd just go, because anything toxic in your life, you don't need it. You don't need anything toxic in your life, including people. Negative people, they'll just impart their negativity onto you. So cut them out. You know. Alright, so that's it. So that's where we're at. It's a month and a day since I should have been out. Well, since I was asked or told to leave or whatever. I was even made this special offer, like a discount, you know. I've not paid the rent since I had this notice, on purpose, because of the amount of time and money I've spent on somebody else's property. And I got a letter a few weeks ago saying, if you promise to leave on the 22nd of September, the guy will waive the fact that you owe him whatever it is in rent. You know, it's maybe about £2,000. Oh, that right. What about the £12,000 I've spent on your property? Like I say, the Scottish judicial system will get me to go. Nobody else. Where's my Tank? I can't wait to get time spent on him. I just really, really can't. And like I say, if he was ready today, that'd be me. I'd be like, cheery bye. Nice cottage, loved it, but time to go. Right guys, I'll pause this. We'll have a wee drive. Oh, sorry about that. You see, I'm no David Bailey. And we'll go for a wee drive down the loch side. It's quite overcast today, but it's going to be dry. Going to take advantage, going to get these gardens cut beautiful. The one I'm going to do now, and I'll show you, is the medical centre. And I like to do that especially nice. I mean, I like to do them all especially nice, but, you know, particularly with this one, you know, because people go into the medical centre generally because they're a wee bit poorly. And if they see something different and it lifts their spirits just a toty wee bit, that's a toty wee bit better than nothing. So, if that kind of makes sense. Right, I'll pause you. And I've got my coffee, got my sandwiches, and it's all cool in the gang. So I'll see you in a wee while. We'll pause this and we'll go for a wee drive. I'll show you how the loch's looking, the trees and that. Alright, cheery bye. God bless you guys. See you in a bit. Yeah. I'll show you something that happened. Right, remember the wee storm that we were to get? And it didn't really show up. Well, it showed up for that tree. You see that? I'm going to flip you around and then I can see what you're seeing. Look at that. Great big giant birch tree. Is it? I think it is. Look at that, eh? Some wind. So that'll be getting chopped up for firewood. Not by me, by the guy that owns the estate there. Down there is a beach. I don't know if you can, I'll zoom you in a wee bit, you'll be able to see the water through the trees. Can you see the water through the trees there? Well, down there is the beach that belongs to the house that I'm currently living in. Right, I'll pause this again. That was interesting. Aye, Storm Ashley. Thanks very much. Free firewood. Here we are, just parked up in my wee morning spot. Got myself an organic e-cigarette in my mouth, and I'm about to pour myself a wee cup of coffee and have a wee blether with my pals. You enjoy the view? Nice, eh? Well, it looks like they're deforesting on the other side there. I don't think you can see it unless it zooms right in, I don't know. Aye. See the very right hand corner of the screen right now? That's them harvesting all that pine. All those trees there, they'll be gone. They'll be gone in no time. In fact, they'll look something like the bit behind me. You see? It looks like Devastation. And one or two people on the Facebook, you know you get that type. Anyway, one or two people on the Facebook, they complain. They complained about it. And the response from the big landowner here was, "It's a bloody crop, you fool." That's what it is. I mean, where do you get your pine furniture from? Get it from trees. So the trees have to be cut down. So what'll happen with that bit behind me and that bit over there, in the next couple of months, well, probably the springtime, the boys will be in and they'll be replanting. You know, so in 5 years it'll look similar-ish, and in 20 years it'll look exactly the same, and they'll harvest it again. So for the last couple of days I've been looking at, I've got another YouTube channel. I set up 2 YouTube channels last year. The Happy Highlander, excuse me, this one. And that was me using the AI. Just doing wee AI videos saying Scotland is awesome, because again, and that got me 24 subscribers, so it did, and I lost steam with it, you know. But my other channel is a subject I'm very interested in, and it's stoic philosophy, and I've been looking at that channel for the last couple of days, just to sort of refresh, really, because that kind of approach to life, the stoic approach to life, if you can master that, you have mastered all your emotions. You've mastered your emotions, but it takes training. You know, it's like you can't go to the gym for a week and expect to look like a smashing bodybuilder like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime. You know, you can't cut sugar out of your tea, you know, for a couple of weeks and expect to have lost, you know, a few pounds. It doesn't work like that. You have to keep going with it. And see, that stoic philosophy, it's a fantastic approach to life. But like I say, you need to know about it first, and you need to practice it. And I'm going to up the ante with that. And basically, it's in a nutshell, it's teaching you to teach yourself how to not focus on negatives and things that are out of your control. You know, like somebody might have done a shitty thing to you in the past. Now, I know this since before I learned stoic philosophy, but if you focus on things in the past, well, you can't change them. And let's say somebody's done a shitty thing to you in the past, and you keep letting that bastard live rent-free in your head. You're only hurting yourself. You're only hurting yourself. Because that person could be, you know, having a smashing holiday at that time where you're twisted up in bloody knots. They could be out partying with their pals, having a smashing good time, writing a book, you know, setting up a smashing business, buzzing in life, all that. And then you're all twisted up because they done that shitty thing to you 2 years ago. Absolutely no point. No point, because it's out of your control. You can't change it. Don't let them live rent-free in your head. Because what happens is, if you harbour negative thoughts, negative emotions, toxic things, it's kind of, it grows in you, like it crystallises in you. And you know how crystals grow, they start as a wee one, and then a bigger one, and a bigger one, and they become giant. And then you end up conditioning your own attitude to people and life, and it'll be negative. I've done it myself, you know, I'm not judging. I just know there is a way out of that. And then while I was looking at that, you know, the thumbnails come down. There's this lassie, she's American, I think. She's a scientist. And she said that the greatest scientific discovery in the last decade is what's known as the hope molecule. Right? Listen to this. Now, I don't know if you know, but I don't take any kind of medication whatsoever. And for that reason, I don't use any kind of deodorants, aftershave, shampoo, bubble bloody bath. I don't spray anything in the house. I just hoover up, and the soap I use it doesn't have any smells in it or anything like that, but it gets you bloody clean. It's pure soap. And that's because I don't have any toxins on my skin. And so for that reason, the toxins don't build up around my liver. And for that reason, my body doesn't have to create a virus to flush out those toxins. I've never had a cough, a sneeze, well, a cough because I smoke, but that's my own fault. But I've never had a cold, a flu, any kind of bug or a virus in 10 years. 10 years. The only thing that I have had twice since I lived here, I've had heat stroke. Would you believe that? Living in the bloody Highlands. Heat stroke twice. That knocked me for 6. It's a bit like being seasick. I've had seasickness once. I was at sea when it helped. Fishing for mackerel. So this hope molecule, you know, I know that the body is the best pharmaceutical in the world. I know that from years and years of studying this. But I didn't know this. Everybody's familiar with the healthy body, healthy mind. You know, people have always said that, haven't they? We've all heard that, right? Well, it's a proven fact. It's a proven fact now. Scientific proven fact. I'll do my very best to put a link to what I saw. And I'll do a bit more research on that particular subject and try and get you a fatter thing to click on, if you know what I mean, a fatter subject, you know, more in depth. Anyway, so basically, when you flex your muscles give off a particular enzyme, chemical. It's a natural reaction that the body does, and that thing is proven to get rid of depression and anxiety. Scientifically proven. They call it the hope molecule. So any kind of exercise, right? The more strenuous, the better. No joke, right? So swimming, if you're a bit older and you just get yourself out for a walk. You know, even if you're that way, like, you know, smashing neighbour, Mike, he can't walk, he's badly with his legs. I went and trimmed his garden for him last week. And even if you're in that kind of state, just walk around your garden, you know, go for a wee walk. But anyway, any kind of physical activity, it has an anti-anxiety, antidepressant molecule. Now, when I've been training, and I've sporadically done training, you know, since I was a young adult. I was in the fire brigade, so when I was in the fire brigade, I used to run sort of 50 or 60 miles a week, me and my wee pal Johnny Jackson. And, you know, and I used to do the bodybuilding, and that's when I felt, I mean, physically I felt better, of course, but mentally I felt sharper. I felt like I had a shield on, you know, mentally, like things didn't dent me the same. So for that reason, I'm going to up that ante as well, you know, because I've been presented a massive life change here. And rather than, you know, let it get me into the doldrums like it did, you know, for sort of 6 weeks when I first got the news about being evicted, I've decided to embrace this change. And that is part of Stoic philosophy. They teach you to embrace change. And use it for your good, you know. So there's a wee gym in the hotel, and now I look after the hotel staff accommodation garden. So I can get a gym membership. I think it's like £20 a month. So I'm going to start doing that. And young Danny, who works for me, you know, the luckiest man in the Glen, told you about, big baldy bastard, married to the prettiest lassie in the Glen. So he is. Hello, son. You alright? When I was telling Danny that I was thinking about going back to the gym, he said, "Oh, I'll come with you." I said, "Will you? Are you sure?" I said, "Because when I train, mate, I train first thing in the morning, and that is another key. I mean, I know this person. Not something I've learnt myself. You do any exercise, do it first thing in the morning, right? Get a bit of scoff down your neck, do your exercise, because what happens then is your metabolism kicks in. Your body's going, oh, we need to work, and we need a lean body to do this work. So you shed more fat, you shed it quicker, and it gives you more energy, you see, and it's out of the bloody way. When I was young and daft, I'd go to work all day, and then I'd go to the gym at night. So that meant I was away from my wife and away from my children for that 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You know, so I was missing time with them. Whereas when I was about 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago, before I moved to the Glen, I was living down in Lancashire, and the gym at the end of my lane there, I lived on a marina, and the gym at the end of my lane there, was open at 6 in the morning. So I was there at 6 in the morning, you see? And by 7:45, 8 o'clock, I was home. Right? That's when most people are getting out of their bed. And I was bouncing. Now, I started to do that because, I mean, I'm only 5'9". Well, I'm saying only, I mean, I'm no toty, but I'm not very tall. But I was 17.5 stone, and I'd not done any exercise for ages, you know. And I looked quite shoddy. And by changing my diet, I cut out the drink as well, you know, all that sugar and all the carbs and that. I cut out the lager, and I was in the gym 5 days a week at 6 a.m. And then I followed a particular bodybuilding diet, and I was advised that what you do, train 5 days, have 2 days off. And then on one of your days off, a couple of beers, get yourself a pizza, garlic bread, get yourself fish and chips, whatever. And then what happens then is, because you've had practically no fat all week, you've got something to look forward to for one thing. So that's great for your psychology, because it's hard changing all your diet and that, and training as well. You know, it's a big change to you, everything. But it gives you something to look forward to. But because your body is in constant training, you know, you're constantly exercising your body's getting rid of this fat. So when you eat something fatty, just that once a week, you know, and binge out on it, by the way, your body will go, oh shit, right, there's a load of fat here, better get rid of it. And what it does, it gets rid of that fat and a bit more as well. That's how the bodybuilders teach it. And you know, you see those guys on stage and they've got like, what, 3% fat or something. I'd never like to get to that stage, of course, but it worked for me. So that's it. So we're going to up the ante. We're going to embrace change. Not going to let this get me depressed, because it done that to me, and I'm not letting that happen to me again. Nobody's doing that to me again. I take this bloody bull by the horns, and I'm going to beat it. And I've got all you guys to help me, because all the, you know, like I said before earlier, all the people that have offered me support and somewhere to park and bits of work and helping me to fix up the tank, you know, and the lovely ladies in the Glen. I mean, geez a minute. Look at me. It's overwhelming. It really is. And in some respects, I'm glad it happened. I'm glad I'm being evicted because of all this smashing that's happened because of the shitty thing. Embrace change. Embrace change. Let's embrace change together, eh? There's a wee bell you can press, apparently, up there, or down there somewhere at the bottom of the screen. If you press that, you'll get a wee notification that I'm putting up a new video, sorry. And then I know I get thousands of views on some of my things. So somebody was saying, if you ask people to subscribe, and he's got a good YouTube channel, I've gleaned a lot of information. He's a lovely fella. He's a barrister. And he says, if you ask people to subscribe, they will. If you don't, they won't. So I would encourage you to subscribe, but please try before you buy, if you will, right? So if you click on the name, The Happy Highlander, at the bottom there somewhere, just watch a couple of my other videos, right? Don't do it because of this one. Just watch a couple of the others, and if it's of any interest to you, any value to you, or any kind of entertainment, then subscribe. Okay? Right, that's me. Enough of my bloody blethering. I've got work to do. Millions of work. Millions of leaves. Again, I'm going to have to use my wheelbarrow as a trailer. There you go. Aye. My trailer's my wheelbarrow today. And there's probably just about as many leaves as there was yesterday. And I filled it 3 times, I think. But it's important, because you can't leave, don't ever leave if you can, get your leaves off your grass. You know, particularly up here in the Highlands, because that's where your ticks will be. They like the damp leaves, they live under there, and the winds walk through it, they've got ticks, Lyme's disease, you know. Get them off, but more importantly, as a gardener, anywhere in Britain, get the leaves off your grass, because otherwise that'll be you've got moss next year. There's a wee bit of advice on your gardening. So what we're going to do is go and do the medical centre. Probably going to do Mrs. Fraser's garden again. You might remember there's a hoster in the middle and I do circles round it. Well, I only did that 2 weeks ago, and it needs doing again, so I'm going to cut it nice and tight for her. It'll be lovely for her throughout the winter. And then the school teacher, I don't think you've seen that garden. She's got a giant sycamore tree. It's only a wee garden, but she's going to have a lot of leaves off the sycamore tree, which I'm going to bag up and take away for her. People keep blowing them and this and that, but I'm just going to get rid of them, save everybody the hassle. And then around the giant sycamore tree in the garden, I put rings round that, and they go all the way into our garden. It looks lovely. Aye. So that's what we're going to do. And then, depends on the time. What time is it now? Oh, I will have time. But I might be able to go and do the big house, the Bunrannoch, which is a lot of strimming. But just for the next, until the end of this month, because I only invoice people every month, at the end of the month. I'm just going to do every day, get as much work done as I can, because into November the tank needs an MOT, and I need to get that to Glasgow, which is going to be great, because I love driving the tank. It's bloody brilliant. It's like my happy place, you know. Aye, I'm a bit old to have a happy place, you know what I mean, 56 and a half, but it's my happy place. It just fills me with joy, because I nearly called it freedom. What's that in Gaelic? I was going to call it freedom in Gaelic. It's a funny word. Oh, I can't mind. Anyway, it's called tank now, but it gives me this enormous sense of freedom. But so we'll see what we need for the MOT. Hopefully it won't be too much, because I know on the advisories for the last MOT, all it needed was a headlamp, which has been replaced. So hopefully it won't be too expensive, and then I can really concentrate on what this channel is actually for, and it's converting the tank into my full-time house. And as soon as it's ready, I'll be showing you some magical places, by the way. I really will, because I'm going to go to magical places, and I've got this channel, I've got all my pals, 417 of you. God bless each and every one of you. Right, I'm away to work. I'll see you in a bit. Sort of wee things like that in life, when you've got hold of your emotions, just a wee thing, like a man like that just pulling in, flashing his lights, going out of his way to do a kind thing for a stranger, that'll lift your spirits. To see the kindness and humanity. You like my drive to work? No traffic lights, no road raging. Oh, there you go, it just happened again. Thank you. I don't know who that lady is. She's awfully nice, she's got a lovely smile. I see her most mornings. She must be somebody that works up at one of the holiday homes or something, I'm not sure. Drive at about 25 miles an hour around the loch side. I'm never in a rush. It's always there when you get there. See, it's my turn to pull in now. Slow down, get him in his wee U-end bit. There you go, thank you very much, sir. Can't remember what I was bloody saying there. Drive at 25 mile an hour. It's always there when you get there. Never in a rush. But I've noticed when you watch the camera, it's like I'm doing 90 mile an hour when I watch it on the telly. My videos, I mean. So I'm certainly not going as fast as it seems. We just passed there on the left. There was a boy here yesterday putting those in. Oh, hello joggers. I'll just show you. I was going to pause this, but I'll just show you this wee garden. Well, it's a big bloody garden actually. I'll show you one of the jobs I have to do. Just have a quick pull in, I'll show you. Just over this bridge. Aye, leaves and more leaves. I do this banking here. I'm going to clip this wee hedge. Lovely copper beech, I think. Aye, I'll just blow those leaves on over the banking there. This is the beech belonged to this house. Great for the fishing. Aye, more leaves. I'm all going to go in. Can't be bothered. I'll zoom these in. Aye. Ankle deep in leaves. So there's all that to do. Get rid of them. And I'll cut the grass as well. Lovely. See, under those birch trees there, you get plenty of the chanterelle mushrooms. They're like my second favourite. And look, can you see the rose? It's actually still budding. And they're really scented. Lovely. And the lady lets me clip a few now and again. I need to trim it anyway. I'm going to get it off of that eaves there. So that's what we'll do. And then next month on a dry day, I'm going to paint that garage there, the pebble dash bit. I'm going to paint that white and scrub the steel door there, just with bleach water. So that's a wee job. Oh, there's the runners. Tree. Lovely, eh? My friend who owns that house, she goes and visits family quite often. Lovely lady. And she said that I can actually park the tank. Oh, sorry. I can park tank on the drive, you see? So that'll be a great spot. That'll be a great spot because, you know, we do get snowed in and this road gets ploughed. And it's only maybe a mile and a half to the village now. So that'll be great. Go on my bicycle. And then I can sit here on a nice crispy frosty day fishing for pike. That was my nickname. My nickname's Pike. Aye. Right, enough of that. I'll pause these and I'll pause it because this has been going for about bloody 20 minutes. Oh, it's going to be very interesting at all. Will I pause it? Just want to carry on. I said 20. It's actually 42 minutes now. Right, I'll pause it. Will it be boring you? Right, we'll carry on when we get to the job. Okay, see you in a bit. Us at the job. I've got my trailer on, so I'm just reversing it into a wee parking spot and I'll give you a wee look at the job at hand. Give us a minute. Right, so here's my office for the day. Nice, eh? Like that. Get beautiful autumn colours. They're my pal's sheep. And one or two of them look suspiciously like him. There's my pal, give us a minute. Sorry about that, was my pal. Just coming out of the medical centre. She's been to get some diabetes stuff. Right, I'll show you the job. This, you couldn't actually spur leaves yesterday. Well, you could see some of it. There's too many leaves. So what I'm going to do is go round that feature there. Wait a minute, I'll zoom you out. I'm going to go round that as tight as possible, and that'll create rings, and we'll go right out like that. And then the rings, if you can imagine, they're going to come like this, right? They're going to come like that, right across here. It'll all be one, it'll all be one, it'll all be one, right? Then, you see, they're going to carry on like this. They'll carry on like that. And then when we get to this corner here, what you do, come back a wee bit, so you've got curvy ones like this from the circle behind us, right, curvy. And then you start to straighten them out. And then by the time you get to that corner, you've actually got like a diagonal cut like that. And then the diagonal cut, diagonal cut, diagonal cut, diagonal cut. And you do the same, the diagonal cuts, bump, 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 all the way, like that. So those diagonal ones eventually become the curvy ones. And then that'll all be circles, you see? That'll be absolutely lovely. Aye. And then, I'll show you down here. Oh, that's the hedge. I cut that hedge yesterday. That was a bit of a pain, but we got it done. Got rid of some of the rubbish there, and I took some of it away. And then this is another one of my gardens that I do. You might have seen it before, but what I'm going to do today, yesterday I blew all the leaves off the road. That'll make it awfully slippy, people on bicycles and things like that. So I'm going to get rid of all of that today, and my friend lives in that house there, so what I do is just get rid of that for her, and then she's not going to slip on her ass. So that's what we're going to do. Aye, quite a lot of work. But anyway, that's about the end of the video. See that funny face I was pulling? Aye, I'm looking forward to this because it's going to be a dry day. And again, look, you need to see my office again. Have a look at that. Come on. You see it? Right. Zoom in, Frank. There's a wee button you can press to zoom in. There. And my wee van. Lovely backdrop, eh? That's the mountain that people run up. They sit off in the village, run to the top of there, round a wee pole and back again. The guy that won it at the Highland Games this year did it in 17 bloody minutes. Must be Superman. Right, I think that's it. So that was a bit of a long video, but I've not done one for a while. And what I'll do, because the only way I've worked out how to do this is to keep pausing it. Just keep pausing it and then re-record. So that means that the screen's on all the time, so it drains the battery. So what I'll do is I'll get this job done, make it lovely, and I'll do one of those YouTube shorts to show you what it looks like at the end. All right. And again, thanks to each and every one of you for all your subscribing and pressing buttons and all your kind offers of all kinds of loveliness and your support and all that. I really do appreciate it. God bless each and every one of you. Have a lovely day, and I'll try my very best to do the same. Cheerio, bye.